getting us all together and, arranging for this lovely little wine tasting and and sangria party. Great. I also want to take this opportunity to welcome Austin to our family. And as you so graciously have received our Molly, it's yours. We appreciate that very much. Ben Franklin, the sage, as you know, wrote the following to bridal couples. Keep your eyes wide open before marriage, half shut afterwards. I don't think this applies to Molly and Austin. They've had a very long courtship. How many years have you been together? 6 years. Their eyes have been opened. They chose carefully. And they had a lot of time together. They traveled extensively. And they actually, each one nursed COVID from the other. So nothing was overlooked. So I doubt that this little adage applies to them. However, they are extremely lucky. They are lucky to have found each other, and they are extremely lucky with their support system because they have a tremendous pair of parents. Sarah and Larry, and Natalie and Nikki. I mean, they're all on the same wavelength, and that is so unusual. That they have actually formed a very good bond and a good friendship. Supportive parents with both sets. So marriage is really going to go very well with such a support system. And, as part of it, Sarah at one point reached out to Natalie and said, when our children marry, we will be related in some way. But there's no good English word to define our relationship, right? And that's very true, because the English language, if you think about it, is devoid of really good relationship lingo. Other languages have much more. For example, we wouldn't even have words for niece and nephew if we didn't borrow it from the French. And it is so true that in some languages, your maternal grandparents in Chinese are one word, and your paternal grandparents are another. And similarly, the word uncle, for example, in many languages, there are many words for uncle in the Asian and Arabian language. There's a different word for the mother's brother and for the father's brother. There's a different word for the father's eldest brother and his elder or younger brother, believe it or not. Those are separate words. So it was interesting to say that, yes, Natalie agreed that, yeah, there is no English word to define our relationship because she and Sarah have really formed a friendship. And Natalie said, but in Yiddish, there's the proper word. They have exactly what we are talking about. So she said, but I want to put you in touch with my mother. If we're going back to Yiddish. So that's where I came into the conversation. And this was all on email. And let me tell you, I disclaim any scholarship in Yiddish. I don't even know very much about Yiddish. Because when I was a little girl, I thought it was only a language for jokes. I didn't think my parents always spoke English in the house, but when they told a joke, the punchline was always in Yiddish. So I just thought it was a language that you only use for jokes. I never really understood that it was a language that was commonly used in conversation. Because Yiddish, actually, it's an offshoot of German with a little Slavic and Hebrew interspersed. And I often thought that Yiddish words that we used, everybody used to laugh when they were spoken. You know, you use the word meshuggah, for example, and it means crazy. But it was the right word for the right situation. Yiddish always seemed to have the right word. You know, not like English, which was too stratified. It doesn't mean clinically insane. It means a little off, a little nuts. And when you say that it's a Meshuggah idea or Meshuggah person, you just say a little off, simply with buckets. That means nothing. And as a lawyer, I would get an adversary to call to say, my client has buckets. That didn't mean he's even poor. It just means that you'll never get a recovery without a lot of work. You know, it isn't as though you're going to find anything there if you start executing on his property. And similarly, you know, there are so many Yiddish words that just fit the occasion. And similarly, we had Yiddish words that were developed for just the situation Natalie and Sarah find themselves in. And they are, okay, and I shall recite they are Matatunum, which are the parents of your child's spouse. There's Makatanister, which is the mother of a child's spouse. And the father of a child's spouse. And Bechutanum are the parents of the child's spouse. And then there are the Spokane, which means the entire social unit, which is the family. And so, as we have a youth, and before I thought, I wanted to give Molly and Austin a little, I know that many of you know this, recited with me, Molly to have something old, something new, and she does, just old gowns. Old is mine, that she's got her answers on something new, something borrowed, something blue, she said she has it all, but I don't know if she has a sixpence.
Oh.
No, but I have.
There you go. Yay.
Tradition says that if the bride puts an old sixpence in her left hand when she is married, she will have love, happiness, and health. Wow.